Welcome to the week of March 16th. Pretty intense week. For the first and seventh time since they began to square each other in the summer of 2012, Uranus and Pluto will be directly squared to each other at 15 degrees Aries and Capricorn respectively on the 17th. The center point of any sign typically manifests the most potent energy of the sign. If you think of an astrological sign as a variation of a theme, then it makes sense that to be very Aries or very Capricorn, we would see that come to light at the midpoint, or 15 degrees of any sign. With these two influential planets at those degrees, they will be expressing themselves in a very characteristic manner. We have already seen much in the way of activity over the last several years that bears all this out. Innovation, invention, and rebellion, all in communication, all Uranian types of energy are clearly been manifested. Whereas transformation, reconstruction, tearing down, and rebuilding have been the work of Pluto, especially when we look to see the institutions, popular figures, and other foundational entities that have crumbled away. You don't need to be a historian to see this unfold in the headlines over the last several years. The simple presence of the cell phone and social media alone present a radical departure in the way humans connect. This is revolutionary, very Uranian. Wall Street, political scandals, religious institutions, and the unwinding of the Middle East and Ukraine point to the reconstruction of some major foundations of society. Clearly evident. If that wasn't enough this week, we also have a series of other planetary activity all around the Aries arc of the zodiac, the beginning. Aries is the beginning of the zodiac, so we can expect to see some activity with regard to new directions. A solar eclipse on the 20th of March at 29 degrees Pisces. This is the last degree of the zodiac and represents a culmination of some sort. Doors closing and opening would be the best visual for this period. We're right at the threshold. This same date is also the vernal equinox, which heralds the ingress of the sun into Aries. We also have Venus entering into Taurus, the sign she rules. To say this is a powerful week is somewhat of an understatement. Rather than run for the hills, it is best that we see the potential inherent in such aspects. With potential comes the promise of a departure and a fresh sheet of paper, so to speak. What we put on that piece of paper should be something of value individually or with regard to the health of the planet. To see where the action might be occurring in your personal lives, locate the house where the eclipse is happening and see how that might play out in your current world. Since astrology really is a theme-based study, we need to be able to tease the story out of this alignment. Changes are clearly evident under an eclipse, but they need not be dire or overwhelming, just different and impactful. Listen each week to Turning of the Wheel, podcast on iTunes and soon to be on a radio station. Great guests, interesting topics, information you can use. Write to me for a reading or call me at 978-393-1036. My website is chrisflisher.com or turningofthewheel.com. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, obviously, and I have a weekly newsletter that goes out every Sunday evening with the forecast for the week to come. This is a very intense week ahead, so it's best to be forewarned as to be forearmed. And I'll talk to you all next week. Bye-bye.